So why would the creator of the entire universe, the one who literally spoke light into existence, suddenly care about the exact number of blue loops on a tent curtain?
Right. Yeah, it does seem like a massive shift, doesn't it?
It really does. Welcome to our exploration into the source material. Today we're looking at the first segment of the NIV Bible. And, well, our mission is to trace how a single family lineage turns into this incredibly structured nation.
And it is a massive stack of material to go through. I mean, we are going from the total chaos of a formless void to, highly specific blueprints for a desert tabernacle.
Yeah, moving from let there be light to a literal camping manual. But Genesis really establishes this pattern of creation and reset, right?
Exactly. You get the universe formed in 6 days, and the seventh is a day of rest, so it's this perfect structure. But then the very first boundary, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, is crossed.
Because of the serpent saying, you will not surely die.
Yeah. Right, and that boundary violation leads to banishment. Then you get the first family tragedy with Cain and Abel, and things get so corrupt that, well, a total reset is basically required.
Which brings us to Noah. And I find this fascinating because the ark isn't just a big boat. The source gives very specific dimensions.
Yeah.
Like 450 feet long.
Yeah, it's highly technical for such an ancient text.
Right. It's like this floating ecosystem of order. And then right after the flood, we get the Rainbow Covenant. But humanity almost immediately messes up again with the Tower of Babel, which honestly feels like the world's first failed tech startup.
A failed tech startup. Yeah, that is a great way to put it. They tried to build a centralized monopoly with one language. So confusing their language was essentially a forced decentralization.
It completely scattered them. And that forces a massive pivot from humanity as a whole to just one guy, Abraham.
Yes, the focus gets very personal. The core promise to him is vast, though offspring as numerous as the stars.
But the way they get there is so weird. Why does the narrative constantly choose the underdog? It's always the barren wife or the younger sibling carrying the lineage.
That is such a crucial paradox in these sources. You have Jacob getting the birthright over his older, hairy brother, Esau, and later Joseph rising from literally being thrown in a cistern.
To becoming the second in command of Egypt, which is wild.
It is, but it argues that the success of this nation depends entirely on the divine promise itself, not on standard human hierarchies.
And Joseph isn't just a dreamer. He is a hardcore macroeconomist. He collects a fifth of the harvest during the 7 years of abundance to survive the 7 years of famine.
Exactly. But eventually that system breaks down. Exodus starts with a new king who, quote, did not know about Joseph, and suddenly the Israelites are enslaved.
Which sets the stage for Moses and that incredible moment at the burning bush where God reveals the name I Am.
Right. I am WHO, I am. It is this ultimate declaration of autonomy stepping in to dismantle Egypt's oppressive system.
And the dismantling is intense. The 10 plagues are surgical. The source explicitly points out a distinction where flies or livestock death hit Egypt, but totally skip the region of Goshen where the Israelites lived.
Yeah, that distinction is key. And then, once they cross the Red Sea and are eating manna, which the text describes as white like coriander seed, they arrive at Mount Sinai.
And here comes the order again. We get the 10 Commandments, which makes sense, but then we get the Ark of the Covenant specs. Acacia wood, exactly 2.5 cubits long, overlaid with pure gold, 2 hammered gold cherubim. Wait, I have to push back here.
Go ahead.
For a newly freed people, doesn't all this extreme precision down to the gold clasps just feel like another burden? Why is structure so important right now?
Well, think about it. For a group of refugees with no shared infrastructure, structure is exactly what gives them an identity.
So it keeps them from just being a mob in the desert.
Right. It provides a mobile capital. It is the very thing that turns a wandering family into an actual structured nation.
That makes a lot of sense. So we really have journeyed from a formless void to a highly detailed sanctuary. But I want to leave the listener with a provocative thought.
Ooh, I like those. What do you have?
So early on, Moses hides his face because he is terrified to look at God. But later, after the law and the tabernacle are established, the leaders go up, and the text says they saw God and they ate and drank.
That is quite the contrast.
Right, so you have to wonder, does the text suggest that understanding the law actually changes human nature? Does it change how people relate to the divine so they no longer have to be afraid?
That is a fascinating question to chew on.
It really is. Well, thanks for joining me on this exploration. We will catch you all next time.